Ladies and gentlemen, a slightly delayed start for the stream, but we're online. We got all the boys online. There's 14 of them, no, I'm lying, 12 of them in total. This is the youngsters of the world final for our junior category. They are racing with the minis, and I'm super excited to see what they can do today. Hopefully all of you guys are all sorted and ready to go, because I know we are ready to see these youngsters. There's only 12 of them, like I said, but they are all below the age of, or 12 and below. But this should hopefully be a good race. Last year we were entertained on Genk with the mini 60s. This year we've got the mini rock kart on board. That's our own little creation. We are super excited to see how these mini rock karts handle on this track. It's obviously a big facility for such small karts, but normally the minis are the most exciting out of all of them. Before we get into our qualifying, which will start in a second, just a huge shout out here quickly to Move Motorsports or Move Racing Simulators. They sponsored the grand prize for our senior category. What an awesome wheel. Super excited to see this one. And thank you to them for sponsoring us once again, moveracing.com. And then also, we are also very thankful for Sema Racing out of Namibia, who got involved once again. And then AK Designs, that is Alphonse Kiwi Designs. He is the guy behind making all these liveries possible in the OKL space, and also a lot of the helmets we see on a daily basis when we are racing here. And then of course AO Esports doing their standard sponsoring of our OKL memberships. The champion of each category will get a 1-year membership, 6 months for second, and third will get 3 months from OKL. And then also don't forget, we're also running from Friday, Saturday and Sunday. We've got a Black Friday special on the 6 and 1 year memberships, 50% off. So if you want to get involved, that's probably your best time. If you can wait until Friday, please get involved and grab yourself a good long membership and come have some fun. There's a lot of big things coming to the OKL space. Let's have a quick look before we go into our qualifying. Who do we have available on grid tonight? Alexander Prajsovich, Liam Tekiso, Matteo Mason, Martin Loof, Ruan Victor, Cecil Quartz, Miso Tapedi, Kevin Berglund, Thomas Wankel, Alexander Colin, Lewis David, and Christian Mare. We are super excited to see these youngsters. I believe some of them are fairly new to the OKL space, but let's see if they will be able to put up a good show. If I had to guess who my drivers would be, who's going to be up there, in my opinion, because I've seen them race throughout the last couple of years at OKL. Prajsovich, always. Liam Tekiso, super fast. Matteo Mason, hot and cold. Sometimes he's unbeatable. And then sometimes he finds him in some unfortunate exchanges on track. So let's see what Matteo Mason can do. Martin Loof, his brother's quite, I think it's his brother. Older brother's very quick. Ruan Victor, youngster, super fast. Cecil Quartz, we've also seen him be up there or thereabout in the African Championships. And then Miso Tapedi this year at the OKL was that, let's call it a dark horse. You didn't really know, and then all of a sudden, poop, he's on the podiums, hitting podiums and victories. So Miso Tapedi is definitely one to watch out for. Kevin Berglund, I've seen him on the practice sessions, very quick as well. And then the next 4 drivers are all new to OKL, so let's see what they can do on our tracks today. Qualifying has started. The admin said he had issues there getting it up and running, but there we go. The minis, or the mini rock karts, the junior category in OKL, has now started with their qualifying. They've got 10 minutes to put on a lap. Here's the important thing. If they flip their kart during the practice session or the qualifying session, they have to retire. Oh, Lewis David. Nah, not driving on track there. Not the ideal line for him. Alexander Prajsovich. He's got a Charlotte clear kart this time around. Wants to represent something else for a change. That's a nice thing about OKL. You can drive any chassis, any livery. in real life you're gonna have to buy a new cart every time. So yeah, that's exciting times. Let's see what these kids can do today. Just check if all the drivers are actually in the server. Yeah, everybody's on here. Okay, cool. Just wanted to double check that everybody is there, so we're good to go. Liam Tekisa and Thomas Wankel not on track yet. Here we go. Martin Loof will start his first lap. Let's keep an eye on these lap times. Oh, I see our timing sheets. There we go. My apologies. We got it up and running. There we go. Timing sheets now. You guys can also keep track of what's happening. I think we'll keep an eye on the driver. Alexander Pricevic, I think, is the first one to actually start his lap. Oh, Matteo Mason getting in the way. No, that's unfortunate. Pricevic is going to have to start another lap. That is not ideal. That is not what Pricevic wanted there at all. Not ideal, because you want to get your first lap up and running and set a banker lap. There we go. Matteo Mason getting out of the way of Martin Loof there. Let's see. Loof will be the first one to set his lap. What does the lap time look like? And it is a 1:03.233. Much slower than the senior carts. Ruan Victor 6/10 off the pace there. Here comes Kevin Berglund. Let's see what he does. He's also 6/10. So Martin Loof, his lap time was really good. Liam Tekiso lap not set as of yet. Pricevic still cruising, so he's losing another lap. Here comes Christian Marais, crossing the line. Marais 1 second off the pace at the moment. Miso Taperi, let's see what he does. Miso, half a second, just below 6/10 there, really. So Miso Taperi, good lap. Just shows you the pace of Martin Loof that first time out. What a lap. Thomas Wankel on track at the moment. Martin Loof stealing a toe there, and it does improve on his lap by quite a big margin, actually 1 minute 3.07. So Loof leading the way there from Taperi. 6 minutes to go in the qualifying session. Alexander Colin. We got Tekiso that's just gone up into second place now, and he's less than 2/10 off the lead. So what a good lap there by Liam Tekiso. Kevin Berglund. Let's just go through the grid. I think we're going to see Christian Marais cross the line. 1.3 seconds. Here comes Miso Taperi. Does he improve this time around? He does by 10th, but still in third. Just want to make sure on the YouTube channel, guys, everything's coming through fine. Sound, please let me know. The voice, everything okay? Whilst we wait for Martin Loof to go into the final corner, he's going to throw this cart hard into the left-hander and run it wide. Don't want to be getting too wide. Loof does raise the bar once again. 2.9. Thomas 4 seconds off the pace. Hopefully everybody loaded their setups. Here comes Alexander Colun. Nope, 4 seconds off. Kevin Berglund, he goes into 4th place. Here comes Liam Tekiso now. He's gone even quicker than Martin Loof. Amazing. And look at that. Alexander Pricevic going up into P1, a 102.5. We also have to remember the track will start getting more and more pace as they start laying down the rubber on the track. The more grip. You can start seeing the dark line through the corner sections coming through. Miso Taperi is in 5th, 1.2 off the lead now. So my word, there's a lot of pace on the track at the moment. And as we saw with the minis, the Kart Republics are well represented. Oh, with the minis, the junior category, or the X30 juniors rather, the senior category rather. There we go, Berglund and Alexander Cullen, or Colun. I am so sorry for butchering the surnames, guys. Here comes Takiso, the current... No, he's in second place. 2/10 off. Does he improve? He does not. Ruan Victor goes now into 5th place. Alexander Pricevic crossing the line again. Does he raise the bar? He does not. Lewis David, 2.3 off the lead. Cecil Quartz has now moved up into 5th place. 8/10 off the lead. Christian Murray improves but remains in the same slot. Improves on his time only. Next across the line is the Formula K kart in the form of Thomas Wankel. Let's see what he does. Ooh, Berglund into the wall at the back. He's going to get his kart going out of the tires. Thomas, 2.4 off the lead. Some of the guys not finding the pace. Matteo Mason hasn't set a lap. What's happened to Matteo Mason? Is he still on the server? Matteo Mason choosing not to get a lap in. That's not ideal. Matteo is going to start the session at the back of the field. Liam Takiso, 3:10. So Alexander Pricevic did once again improve on his lap time. 102.410. Pole position. 3/10, just over 3/10 the lead now. That is a rapid lap by Pricevic. We've got 3 minutes to go. 2 minutes to go, rather. We'll keep an eye on who's next to cross the line. Thomas Wankel will be crossing the line. 2.6 off the lead. Oh, that's not going to help his lap. He's going to lose. Oh, and there goes Martin Loof off in the back end as well. That lap will not be quicker. This one, I also not. Nope, half a second off. Liam Takiso, 3/10 off the pace. Second place is where he stays for now. Mr. Perry is still 1.3. That's surprising in my opinion. Pricevic is still leading the charge. Juan Victor, 1.3 off as well. Lewis David's got a lot of pace to find on the track. Cecil Quartz 1 second off the lead. Collins gone to pits. This the junior category with the mini rock, these are normally the closest racing you'll see, and probably some of the funnest karts apart from the T4s to race with. They're always really close. I remember last year it was a 3 or 4 way battle. At some point it was a 6-way battle for the title in that final. So it's always really good to see these guys come out and put up a good show. Martin has got so much more pace than Thomas Wankel. Yeah, there's definitely a different sprocket being run there. Liam Takiso, 14th off. Pricevic is so fast right now. He's got a 102.294. Crossing lines is Quartz now 1 second off. He's gone into 4th place now. Juan Victor, surprising Victor and Taperi not finding their pace. Putting his kart now in the pits will be Christian Murray. Kevin Berglund, here he goes. He'll be able to finish this and maybe start one more lap. Let's see what he does on this occasion. 1 second off the lead. He remains. He's got one more lap he can get in. Now into the 180s for the last time on this qualifying session, I believe. Thomas Wankel, let's see what he does. Oh, we had a moment on the exit there. Did he improve crossing the line now? He did not. 2.7, that's a big gap to catch. Everybody else is driving into the pit. I think that's it for our qualifying. Last one, Lewis David. Did he leave something for the very last lap? No, it did improve, but remains in exactly the same spot. Look at that, Juan Victor coming to the party very late in 4th place now. Well done, Juan. Getting involved there at the tail end of the qualifying. His best lap set on the very last lap. So good job there by Juan Victor from, I think he's part of the Angry Esports team. No, I know he's part of the Angry Esports team. In real life he races for the Plus Minus racing team here in Cape Town. And Ruan Victor is also one of those young, exceptional talents. Been following his racing journey for the last year or so. So excited to see how this kid grows into the motorsports world. Right, that's it. Qualifying done and dusted. This is now the start of our pre-final. Oh, cool. Alexander goes into... I have to do the restart because I think... Let's see if the admin is around. Admin had some... The race director had issues resetting the servers. Okay, now he seems to be running into problems, so I'll just do that on his behalf. So how this works is, if you do something like that, you get a disqualification while still standing on the grid. We have 3 restarts allowing that, and then we'll go without you if you can't get it right. Managed to establish why the admin is having issues. No worries, we'll get it sorted in between the pre-final and the final. It's okay, we can get going soon. So what these boys are going to do now is they're going to wait for the lights to go out, and they're going to start with their formation lap. Actually, whilst we wait for them, let's have a quick view of this track map. They're going to start with the formation lap, so we'll just give them a minute as they get into the formation. Silverstone karting track, here we go. Brand new track, brand new facility in the world. Lap to corner 1, 2, 3. All very fast flowing with these karts. 4, 5, 6, pretty much flat out. Your first braking zone, 7. Or hard braking zone will be up here at 8. As we go uphill, then start going downhill into 9, and then down to twisties in 10 and 11 into the first 180, second 180, 13, and then another passing opportunity into 14. There we go. The total elevation of this track is 4.86 meters. A very, very relatively flat track. Super fun. I'm so excited. Here we go. The final, guys. Well, not the final, the pre-final. This is essentially your qualifying heat. Where you finish here is where you will start in the final. So you're going to want to keep it clean throughout this section, or this race rather. You want to keep it on the black stuff all the way through. Unfortunately, there was another restart there I didn't see. Apologies about that. That's the unfortunate thing when the admin joins with the incorrect config there. But that's okay. We'll get it going. We'll still hopefully be entertained with some really good racing. Of course, just a reminder, any delays we have in this race will just push back the main boys, the seniors, by a little bit every time. Already see cards flickering. They don't want to be doing too much of that. Making sure everybody looks okay. Yeah, all seems good. Hopefully we can get going. Misotopedi is now on the track. Okay, Okay, now we've got everybody back. Let's see. They're going to wait for the lights to go out, and we're going to start with our warm-up. There we go. Slowly, guys, just get into your groove. Get your formation lab going. We had a very long discussion with these youngsters in the driver's briefing about being respectful, leaving enough space. Let's see if they listened. We all know as soon as that lights go out, you start racing. Everything that everybody has taught you gets thrown out of the window. Muscle memory kicks in, and then you just start racing to win. So, yeah, let's hope the muscle memory does allow for some respect on the track, but we know these youngsters, they will race qualifying, practice, it doesn't matter, they'll race. If there's somebody in front of them, they want to get ahead of them. Alright, cool, we're gonna go. Oh, they're driving very slowly for this warm-up. Come on, boys, speed it up. It's the formation lap. Priceovich, I don't think he's gonna get any heat in those tires, but just weaving that little at a time. Yeah, when Victor's trying to get as much heat. Wow, Victor almost went onto the grass there. Trying to get as much heat into that kart as humanly possible. But they've got about 2 more corners before they're going to slow down. If this is not slow, if this is pretty much the pace they should be doing in the tram line, so I'm a bit confused why they're going this slow. But in any case, here we go. This is it. They're going to bunch up now. They're going to start going into the double file position. Oh, you see, Cecil has got an issue with his steering wheel. You can see his arms waggling. Oh, no, that's not ideal for Cecil. It's not a good configuration on that wheel. In any case, he's going to have to deal with that. That seems to be a bit of a technical problem for him. But this is it. The tram lines, we're going to go side by side now. Double file, let's see. There we go, that's lights out. Oh, somebody's got a... Liam Tekiso did not have a good start there. Everybody else around him, he's falling back very quickly. Alexander Priceovich has got the lead. Whole shot there by Priceovich. Let's see. Oh, there's a couple cards being sent into the abyss there, unfortunately. But in the front, we've got Martin Loof, Alexander Priceovich breaking away. Cecil Koorts in third. David Lewis, or Lewis David rather, in 4th place there. Oh, some of the carts are flickering. They've got high ping there. Oh, Priceovich being sent down the inside. Oh, it's a 2-for-1 almost. Run Victor getting involved, but he had a horrible exit out of that corner at the bottom of the hill. Priceovich sending it down the inside on Martin Loof there. Oh, Cecil Koorts on Ruan Victor. That was a little bit of a late send there. That's probably going to earn him a penalty, unfortunately. Martin Loof, Alexander Priceovich breaking away from the rest of the guys. This is only a qualifying heat, essentially. Your pre-final will only score towards your starting position in the final. So you want to finish as far up the grid as possible, but not cause any problems. Let's see what's happening further back. Liam Tekiso, where's he at? Liam Tekiso and Run Victor, they don't want to be fighting. They are 2 of the fastest guys on the track. Why don't you guys work together and catch the rest of the people in front? Oh, Priceovich, as saw on the screen there, is having a go. Nope. Yes, he is. He's going to send it down the inside into turn number 2 there. Turn 2. And then down into the first twisties we go. That's flat out through the section. Priceovich and Martin Loof, they are really having a good show so far. It's amazing to see. Priceovich, Martin Loof. Oh, Priceovich has made his intent known. He's going to send it down the inside. No, he can't. He's going to try and do a little bit of a cutback there. Yes, Priceovich, really good cutback. He's going to get the inside line into the next twisties. Downhill we go now. Priceovich leading the way. Martin Loof, they've been swapping positions. Here comes Kevin Berglund just behind him. Into the hard braking zone, into the first 180. Now the second 180. And then we're going to head down into our final corner. Boop, slam the brake, throw that cart in, flat out now. Don't run too wide. Use all the momentum you possibly can through that corner. You want to go uphill with as much momentum as possible. Priceovich leading the charge. Martin Loof all over the back of him. There we've got Cecil Koorts and Kevin Berglund just behind him. The fighting between these two. It's only 9 or 8 official racing laps. 9 it shows in-game because they have one formation. Good driving so far by these guys. Oh, Berglund is 1 lap down. Oh, we've got a nose cone off. That's a technical non-compliance. I think that would be Christian Marais. He's going to have to drive in and retire his kart. Unfortunately, that is within the rules. There's the 399. Well done, Christian Marais, following the race director's notes and retiring his kart. Berglund's one full lap down. I don't know how that happened for him. That's unfortunate. So Quartz on track in P4, on the timing sheets in P3. I wonder if Berglund's had a bit of a timing bug there. Liam Tekiso making a good comeback drive. Lewis David in 5th place at the moment. Matteo Mesa also coming back through the field after having a bit of a shaky start at the back of the field, but he's in P6 at the moment. Thomas Wankel, he's the other IPK driver. Ruan Victor seemed like he got second best in an exchange with someone because he's further down the order. Alexander Kulin also still on track. And then Pricevic. Ooh, Pricevic has broken away. Where's Martin Loof? What happened to Martin Loof on track? Oh, he's fallen off a lot. I wonder what happened. We definitely missed that. I don't know if there was an exchange between them on track, but that is very unfortunate for Martin Loof, who has now gone further down the field. Leading the charge is still Alexander Pricevic in P4. Not P4, 4 seconds ahead. Martin Loof is currently in P4. Kevin Berglund, I don't know what's happened with him, but he is showing as in 11th, but on track he is currently in P2. I don't know if there is a timing bug or if he actually cut across the whole track and the lap didn't count. I don't know. It's having a really lonely race, really. He's just been chilling there in P3 on his own, but as I say that, Liam Tekiso is not too far off. Liam Tekiso is now getting involved after the unfortunate start to the race for him. He's getting ever so much closer to Cecil Quartz. Cecil Quartz going the inside line, defending. Liam Tekiso not bothered about that. He knows he's got the speed. Look at him getting closer and closer all the way. Lap 7 of 9, 2 more to go. Cecil Quartz checking over his shoulder constantly, so focused on what's happening behind him that he's losing track of what's in front. Liam Tekiso now. Cecil Quartz, the South African against the Namibian. The battle of the southern part of Africa at the moment. Through the twisties we go. Pricevic is having a very lonely race at the moment. Oh, Liam Tekiso goes down the inside to Quartz, leaving the door as wide open. That was so inviting there by Quartz. Just maybe he's accepted that there's so much space from Liam Tekiso, and he would rather take the position after him than fight and take each other out. Pricevic 6 seconds the lead at the moment. Liam Tekiso has been charging back through the field. Behind him, Cecil Quartz, then Martin Loof, who's obviously been one of the leaders. Unfortunately, we missed what happened to him. But he's coming back through the pack as well. 2 more laps to go, though. Lewis David in P5 at the moment. Matteo Mason in P6. I do think all of them is going to be one position down. I do think there's a timing bug for Kevin Berglund. Right, let's see, where are we at? Leading the charge still is Alexander Pricevic. But behind him we see a battle brewing. Cecil Quartz ahead of Liam Tekiso again. So Liam Tekiso had a moment on track some way again, and Cecil Quartz pounced on that. That's Cecil Quartz Jr. You just hear these carts limit down the straight. The kids don't have their gearing right, that's for sure. Martin Loof getting involved. He doesn't want to have a big exchange with him. He's going to want to dispatch them as quickly as possible and go into the the front row of the final again. Oh, Takiso and Loof getting together there, but Martin Loof's got a lot of pace in that barrel ART. Wirtz has been consistently just keeping that cart on the track, staying out of trouble as much as he possibly can. It really has to be commended because it does seem like he's fighting that steering wheel a lot. You can see his movements on those hands, and that wheel does not seem like it's dialed in on that simulator at all. So Cecil Koort Senior, if you can remember tomorrow, reach out to me so we can see that fixed. Okay, top honors goes to Alexander Pricevich. P2 goes to Cecil Koort. He's going to be very happy with that. Then Liam Takiso will be behind Martin Loof there at the end. Lewis David in P5. Oh, Matteo Mason DNF. So that's going to just take him straight back to the field again. Misa Taperi will be in 6th place. Ruan Victor will then take 7th. And Thomas Wankel in 8th. That's unfortunate for Matteo Mason because he did such a good job coming through the field. Alexander Colin will be in 9th place, I believe. Yeah, and then Kevin Berglund's a whole lap down. I don't know what happened with him, but that's going to have to be reviewed. So there'll probably be a couple minutes delay now, just so the admins can quickly finalize the penalties and this final grid. Just notify them. We'll leave that to the race director. You'll chat to them. Guys, just give us a couple minutes while we finalize the starting grid. I am going to go on mute here on a sound so I can just find out by the admins what's happening there. And we'll see you guys in just a minute. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. The final is about to get underway. Penalties have been handed out. The timing bugs have been sorted out. So once these guys go to grid, they'll reshuffle as they start with their formation lap. And we're going to crown an OKL Junior World Champion. The second one will be crowned in the OKL Mini category or the Junior category. Last year, of course, the 2024 OKL World Champion in the Junior category was Deacon Willifield, who's not racing with us this year, unfortunately, because he, I believe, is away this time. So, yeah, new champion will be crowned. Deacon would have been a senior this year in any case, so we are definitely crowning a new champion. Before we go into the final, just big shout out to MoveRacing.com. So Move Racing Simulators, these guys make the best top of the range simulators, motion simulators out there. Honestly, I've been in them a couple times. Awesome stuff from Move Racing Simulators. And then also Sima Racing and AK Designs, who got involved in their own ways. Thank you for you guys. Without you guys, none of this is ever really possible. It makes our life easier to get awesome people to collaborate with. And then, yeah, the viewers, thank you all for tuning in again. And then obviously the stars of the show will be our juniors. They are going to give hopefully a great race for us. I think I got a message for us to go. Admin is rejoining as an admin, so you can flip over on his side. And then we hopefully you guys enjoy the show with these youngsters. I know I am. They all always put up a good show. Hopefully Alexander won't run away with this one. Priceovich in the pre-final, he ran away with it because I don't know what happened with him and Martin Loof. However, Loof fell off midway through the race and Priceovich was just driving on his own for the rest of it. There we go. We've kicked over into the final. This is it. Time for us to get going. I'm so excited. A Junior World Champion will be crowned. 12 racing laps. I know it shows 13 on your screen. That is because we've got one formation lap. All right, it's going to be a minute or two delay because all these kids will have to get into the correct starting position. They all get excited. Look at the one, Victor getting excited. He's like, I'm in P2. Nope, unfortunately not. I think Kevin Berglund will be starting in P2. Priceovich will be in P1. I think so, at least. I haven't actually seen the starting order. Let me just double check. It was posted somewhere, was it? Yes, it was. Alexander Priceovich, Kevin Berglund, Cecil Koorts, Martin Loof, Liam Tekiso, Lewis David, Miso Topedi, Ruan Victor, Alexander Colin, Thomas Wankel, Matteo, Mason, and Christian Murray will be at the back. Look at all the kids. They're actually doing a really good job getting into their order here. Probably better than the seniors, if I'm honest. Good job to the youngsters. Big ups to them getting into that. Heat your tires now, kids. Now you can start heating those tires. There we go. This is the formation lap of the OKL World Junior Final. Mini Rock is the kart. 12 of them on track. I think it's the same as last year. So we've lost a couple guys. Obviously, this is also a very difficult time, especially in South Africa. Depending on the age, most of these juniors are busy with schools and exams. So thank you to all the parents for allowing the kids to get involved and spend some of their time at least in the simulator to join these races. But there we go. It's the South African in P1. Well, I believe he's Serbian South African. Alexander Priceovich. Kevin Berglund in P2. Then we've got the Namibian in P3. That is Cecil Koorts Jr. So we've got a very, very diverse top 3 at the moment. Martin Loof there as well. I believe he's Swedish, the younger brother of Mans Loof. Liam Tekiso from South Africa. Lewis David, I'm not sure where Lewis David's from. I haven't actually seen his registration form. That's my bad. Miso Peri in South Africa. Ruan Victor, who doesn't live too far from me down here in South Africa, in the Cape Town region. Then Alexander Colin. Thomas Wanko, I believe he's from the Gauteng area in South Africa. Matteo Mason, Gauteng area in South Africa. And Christian Marie, I believe, also in the Gauteng area in South Africa. So we've got a whole bunch of South Africans. We are now done waiting. We are in the tram lines. Oh, come on, guys. Just slow down. Keep it consistent. You all have to stay next to the leader or behind the leader. Stay in the tram lines. Behave yourself. Oh, no. Wow, somebody had a big lag spike there. That will be a restart. That's a formation lap restart and a whole race lap lost. Somebody had a big lag spike. Let's just keep an eye on the ping here. Everybody should be fairly stable. Yeah, okay. Stable. Ping is okay. That was just somebody getting very keen. Oh, Ruan Victor has lost a rear bumper. Not entirely sure what Matteo Mason did in the background. He just drove off into the abyss. What is Matteo Mason doing? Is being stable? It's just... yeah, not sure. Guys, this formation lap speed is dreadfully slow. You'll be able to generate absolutely zero heat into those tires. Not entirely sure what's happening and why the speed is so slow. This has been one of the slowest formation laps I've ever seen in my life. Let's see if we can see the speed. We're supposed to do 30 to 40 kph. Priceovich is playing mind games, it seems. It's going to be a whole bunch of nose-cone penalties, that's for sure, after that formation lap. Let's see what's happening. Get into the swing of things. The one Victor has retired because he's lost his nose-cone. That's unfortunate. Oh, there seems to be some jump starts in play there. Priceovich has lost 4 positions in the start. He's going to send it down the inside to stay there. Martin Loof on the outside is going to go down into P2 now. So Martin Loof has benefited from that. That's crazy start there. Alexander Priceovich has gotten back into P2. Kevin Berglund saying, thank you all for tuning in, but I am going to break away. What on earth is happening in the background? Some of the guys, the driving standards are definitely questionable, and heartbreak for the likes of Cecil Quirtz, who has been so good through that pre-final, and he's now gone all the way to the back because of whatever that was. I unfortunately saw it happen in the background. Kevin Berglund is one that needed no invitation to break away from the pack, though. He kept it clean, and he has gone off the rails at the moment. So we'll prize it. Oh, there's a complete restart. The race director having absolutely none of that. I'll just announce that there's going to be a serious delay.
Just gonna go on mute quickly and just have a quick chat to the drivers. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies about that. Just had a quick chat to all the drivers there. Hopefully, the dad figure kicks in and they listen, and we can get going. The race director also said they will get it right this time around. Unfortunately, the boys maybe missed the correct procedure there somehow. We also have to remember they are all very young, below the age, or 12 and below. So we can also excuse them for some of the mistakes. I did ask Priceovich to just make that formation lap a little bit quicker when everybody gets going. We don't have to crawl 30 kilometers an hour all the way the track, only at this bunch-up point, which is the second 180 exit. So let's go. Of course, all the delays with the juniors will also cause some delays at the start for our seniors. I'm excited though. We are going to crown an OKL Junior World Champion at the end of this race. Ron Victor, I saw his connection dropped and he's out of the race. That's unfortunate. I wonder if he switched his computer off after the first exchange. Not ideal. Okay, the boys are bunching up now. This time it's looking much quicker. Hopefully there's enough heat in those tires. If not, they'll have to drive like that. Kevin Berglund on the outside of Alexander Priceovich is on P1. So Koert is going to have another go at this. He still seems to be having issues with that wheel though. Martin Loof on the outside. So it's P1, 2, 3, 4. All different nationalities. This is super exciting. Here we go. They're in the tram lines now. Hopefully everybody behaves. That's lights out. Ooh, Martin Loof giving Kevin Berglund a bit of a jump start there, unfortunately. Priceovich is still in P2 though. Oh, he clips the rear of Berglund. You don't want to be doing too much of that. You also don't want to be picking up. Oh, no, there's a nose cone off at the back there. Marais, I think, lost his nose cone. So Koert goes down the inside of Priceovich. Liam Tekiso getting involved. Liam Tekiso getting shunted off to the side. Net code on high ping will sometimes be a factor, but there we go. All of the carts are still facing in the right direction. Priceovich losing 2 positions at the start. Cecil Koert's the benefactor in that exchange. He's now into P2. Kevin Berglund is in P1 now. Martin Loof is still in P4. Oh, down the inside goes Liam Tekiso. Tekiso on Martin Loof. As we say that, look at Cecil Koert. He's gone up into P1. Cecil Koert's now the Namibian driver in P1. Berglund doesn't want to let go of that. Ooh, Berglund clipping the rear of Koertz, and that's going to cause him to drop a position. Priceovich now getting back into P2. This is the charge back from Priceovich. 5 carts in this leading pack. A little bit of a gap between Priceovich, Koertz, and Priceovich and Berglund, but just behind him, Berglund, Tekiso, and Martin Loof is having a go at this one. Down the straight we go. Oh, Martin Loof just pushing Takiso down the straight. Side by side we go, almost 3 abreast into turn 1. We're all good to going through there. Nice exchange between Loof, Takiso and Berglund. Well done, boys. That was fantastic. Martin Loof doesn't want to be going side by side into the twisties, that's for sure. Here comes Pricevic. He was the man on charge in that pre-final. He's lost out quite a lot in the start of the final, but he's already back up into P2. He's going to send it down the inside, late on the brakes. Good braking, potential cutback opportunity there by Cecil Quirtz. Tucking immediately, try and maximize. Yes, Cecil Quirtz fight back, and he's back into P1. Look at this. The 3 carts behind now getting involved. Oh no, Martin Loof. Oh, he catches that. Brilliant catch, but he's off the lead now completely. He's got a lot of work. Luckily, not too much. That's about 3 seconds. He can definitely get that back if everybody fights in front of him. Mason had another PC crash. That's very unfortunate for Mateo. Very unfortunate. We've got 3 DNFs already. But we've got a 4-way battle up at the front here. Cecil Quirtz leading the charge. Alexander Pricevic in P2. Liam Takiso just behind him in P3. This is the battle of the southern part of South Africa. 1 Namibian, 2 South Africans. And then we've got Kevin Berglund. He's from the Europe region, I believe, getting involved. Oh no, Cecil Quirtz getting yeeted off the track. He can cut across and get back. You'll probably get a time penalty for that, but that should be okay. Liam Takiso shunting Pricevic out of the way. This is hard side pod racing here from all the drivers. Berglund, Pricevic, Liam Takiso leading the way now. We've got Cecil Quirtz in P4 fighting Martin Loof. They don't really want to be fighting. They want to kind of work together. There we go. Martin Loof now. Oops, going the wrong way with the cameras. Passing Cecil Quirtz. Cecil's fighting back. Quirtz, Loof. Into the last corner we go. Look at what's happening up front. Kevin Berglund, Alexander Pricevic. They have allowed Liam Takiso to break away from the field. That's half a second is the gap. It's actually fine. Not too bad at all, but he's just, I think he's just outside of the toe. So Pricevic and Berglund's going to have to work together, stop fighting, and catch onto the back of Liam Takiso. We're almost halfway through this race. And hopefully the final doesn't get spoiled by too many penalties. We'll see. Unfortunately, we have to throw the rulebook at the gents if the driving standards are below par. Here we go, cutback opportunity. Liam Takiso has fallen back into the clutches of Alexander Pricevic, side by side into the twisties. Oh, and they just shunt each other off the track. It's going to open the door for Kevin Berglund. He's saying thank you so much. 2 dogs fighting over a bone. The third one takes it and walks away with it. Berglund's going to break away because that's going to, I'm assuming Quirtz and Takiso will both have time, not Quirtz, Pricevic and Takiso will have time penalties as they cross the line. Let's keep an eye on the timing sheet here. Yeah, 1.3, 1.8, yeah, and they I don't think they're that far on track, so definitely 1 second penalties. We can actually just see that pop up on screen. Yeah, time penalties confirmed. Martin Loof against Alexander Pricevic, Liam Takiso against Berglund in P1. Here we go. Liam Takiso is going to send it down the inside. He's already made his intent clear to Berglund. He's not going to be able to defend that. Oh, look at Pricevic. Oh, ever the opportunity that he got sent around there. The front and rear of Berglund and Pricevic clipping each other there on netcode. And unfortunately, Pricevic came off second best in that exchange. Liam Takiso leading the charge once again. He does have a 1 second penalty to contend with. That's unfortunate for him. Let's see what happens though. Martin Loof. We'll see where they all cross the line because I think everybody now is on time penalties, really. Yeah, they all got time penalties. So Liam Takiso is leading the charge at the moment. No, yeah, but I think Takiso's got a couple of seconds time penalties now. Liam Takiso. Oh, that's all. Okay. So Martin Loof doesn't have a time penalty. He's still in the charge. Liam Takiso, Martin Loof, Kevin Berglund, Cecil Quirtz. That's the top 4 at the moment. Pricevic is quite far off the lead. There's still half of the race to go though. We've just gone over halfway now. So there's still a lot to do. and still anything can happen. So Pricevic shouldn't give up as of yet. We'll keep an eye on that timing sheet. 5.7 seconds off the lead. Martin Loof now getting closer to Liam Tekiso. Burrell Art versus Kart Republic. We've got an energy course just behind him. Yeah, 3/10 is the gap now. Liam and Martin having a go at this one. See if we can go on board. Both Martin and Liam really clean and consistent with their progression on this lap. Really good to see. Really nice to see these youngsters show some good turn of pace. However, Tekiso is breaking away from them just a little bit. Pricevic is 5.1, so he is gaining, but not by enough per lap. What the gents in P2 and 3 or 3 and 4 ones, Berglund and Quirts, they want Tekiso and Loof to fight. But they are just not fighting. The gap remains the same. And nothing's happening for them. Kevin Berglund in P3, so Quirts in P4. 4 more laps to go. Pricevic is a man on charge at the moment. But not by enough. We've lost Alexander Collin. We've lost Matteo Mason, Miso Tapedi, Christian Marie and Juan Victor, who did not start this race. Lewis David in P7 at the moment. Ooh, Berglund and Quirts fighting, but look at this. Yes, Martin Loof now. He's getting involved. Martin and Tekiso, Loof and Tekiso, side by side. We're going to go into turn 1. What will Loof do? He's going to just try and make the track as narrow as possible for Tekiso to force him to have worse corner exit speeds. Loof is now all over the back of him. They just want to show a little bit of room for each other. They are both driving on completely different ping. Netcode becomes a big factor if you don't watch out what you're doing. Martin Loof, Liam Tekiso. Amazing driving from these youngsters. And it is absolutely special to see these kids come through in the simulators. Well done to these two. Look at that. Side by side we go. Cutback opportunity. Nope. Liam Tekiso really kept good momentum on the exit of that corner there. Down the twisties we go. The S's towards the 180s. The first 180. Throw that cart in. Liam Tekiso is going to keep his line, I think, narrow. Yes, he is. Going on a little bit of a defensive route there. Martin Loof is going to have a much better exit. Into the final corner we go. Who's going to have the better run towards the line? Tekiso immediately tucking down, trying to maximize. Look at the toe there from Martin Loof on Liam Tekiso. Is going to the outside again. Tekiso is making that mini rock cart so damn wide on the track. It is impressive to witness how he's doing that. Loof is not going to manage to find a way through there. Oh, they just don't want to drive into each other. I can start panicking every time they get so close. It is a battle of the lead at the moment. Look at Pricevic behind him. He's into P4 now. Pricevic has caught onto the back of the second pack. And he's gotten involved immediately. But I don't want to go away from this. This is the world champion fight. We will crown a new OKL junior world champ. Is it going to be Tekiso? Is it going to be Loof? Oh, they're going to go side by side into the S's. And this is going to open the door for the likes of Pricevic, Quirts and Berglund to get involved. They're quite far off the lead though. But so this is pretty much a proper battle. As long as they don't take each other out. Here we go. Down into the inside we go. Martin Loof now goes up into P1. He will have a little bit of a worse exit. The toe is strong in the mini rock carts. Look at that. Tekiso down the straight. Boop, he's going to go around him. Wow, that's a lot of speed from Tekiso. He's going to go around the outside. Nope. He's not going to make that work through the first corner. It's definitely not going to work through there. But Tekiso has a lot of straight line speed. Where is he going to put that cart? Down inside. Yeah, he's going to go down the inside on the exit of turn 3 rather. It's epic driving, guys. Such a special event this for these youngsters, especially the guys that don't have an OKL membership. They get to drive this for free for the whole of November, and it is really good to see the likes of Martin Loof and Berglund and guys like that getting involved with OKL and experiencing some good fair racing, because none of the guys, even the OKL members, had access to this track prior to the event. Track was released during the Worlds, so everybody's on the same footing. And wow, this is amazing. Liam Tekiso, Martin Loof now. 2 more laps to go. No, actually, we are now going to start our final lap. This is the championship lap. Who's going to be crowned the OKL Junior World Champ? Here comes Liam Tekiso. He's going to have to try something different. He can't just do the same thing every lap, because Loof he's been part of this fight the whole time now. He was just on the other side. Again, it's exactly the same reference this time around. Liam Tekiso is going to have to lick the stamp and send it somewhere. But where? That is the question. Not into the hairpin here. We're going to go uphill now. This is the thing. He's going to get a nice toe. Good exit. Wow, Liam Tekiso had a fantastic exit there. Uphill we go into the next hairpin. Liam Tekiso is going to be in front by the next corner. He's going to try a cutback there. Liam Tekiso is going to do a classic textbook cutback. He's going to go down the inside, and he's gone to the lead into the twisties. Now he just needs to defend his cart. Keep it behind Martin Loof. Or in front of Martin Loof, rather. Down into the 180s we go. First 180s done and dusted. Liam Tekiso defends this line. Wow, that's masterful defense. He's going to force Martin Loof on the outside now. Liam Tekiso still has the inside line. Side by side we go into the last corner. Now it's a race to the line. Who's going to take the victory? Liam Tekiso does have much more straight line speed. It is a... Yes, Liam Tekiso takes it across the line. Photo finish almost. Wow, what an absolutely epic drive. On track, Liam Tekiso took the victory. Martin Loof in second. And look at third place. Alexander Pricevic, after facing the wrong way with that card, 6 seconds down the lead, he put that thing back onto the podium in P3. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, that was an absolutely epic last lap. Well done. Of course, everything right now is unofficial. I believe the admins are going to have an absolute nightmare going through the penalties. But we'll have a quick interview with Liam Tekiso. Unofficially, he is the OKL Junior World Champion. So we'll have a quick interview with him. Just have a quick chat and see his thoughts, how that felt. And then we'll get going for the seniors final. I am now joined in the commentary booth. Liam Tekiso.
Hello.
Hi, Liam. How was that? What an absolute epic race from you, Liam. It was chaotic. You were in P2 for such a long time behind Martin Loof, but you made the move stick at the tail end of the last lap and you went under the fence. Please tell us your race. How did that feel?
It felt good. There were ups and downs. I had pace, and then I didn't have pace in quali and all that. And I knew I had to defend my position and all. So I decided to cut back on Martin Loof on the last lap. I knew it would work. And yeah.
Yeah, I would also just like to give a shout out to Martin Loof, because you two, that last couple laps worth of battling was very respectful. You both gave each other quite a lot of room, considering netcode and stuff. However, it's worth noting, unofficially, you are the Junior OKL World Champ, because there might be penalties coming into play. That depends on what the admins say. But from my side, congratulations, dude. Fantastic to see you back. You were here last year. I think last year you were unlucky in the last lap or so. This year you came back. You've had a good fight through the field. So congratulations, and hopefully your title does not get taken away with penalties. But yeah, again, thank you for some good racing, and hopefully we'll make that announcement very soon. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it from our side on the junior front. Absolutely epic. We'll say goodbye here very quickly, because unfortunately, or fortunately, we're going to go straight into driver's briefing for the seniors, straight into their last chance qualifier, pre-final, final, and we'll crown another champion tonight. So we'll say goodbye for you, or to you, for just a very short while. Keep an eye on the senior stream. It will be going live. in about 20, probably about 20, 25 minutes. Thank you all for tuning in to the juniors, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.